Live. If we're not live, we're going to be in the next couple of seconds. Sound test myself really quick. UFC 262 is coming up. Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira for the lightweight title because Dustin Poirier didn't want the lightweight title. He wanted another fight with Conor McGregor. That is the main event. Main card starts off. Matt Schnell, Rogero, Borton. Schnell has a 3-inch height and a 5.5-inch reach advantage over Rogero Borton. He's 15-5, 8 wins by submission. He's black belt in karate, blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He's 5-3 in the UFC. He won his last fight via split decision over Tyson Nam in January. He's fighting Braun, who is black belt in jiu-jitsu, 16-3-1, 11 wins by submission. He's currently on a 2-fight losing streak right now, losing a decision to Ray Borg February of 2020, over a year ago, and then he got knocked out by Kaikar of France in March this past year. He's 2-2 in the UFC. The odds go to Schnell, minus 130. I think the odds are appropriate. We're going to go Matt Schnell there. Most likely by decision. I think it would be a good jiu-jitsu fight, but I think Matt Schnell probably keeps it standing. 5.5-inch reach advantage is going to be hard to beat when you're trying to take a guy down, and the guy has pretty good striking. So Matt Schnell is my pick there. Shane Burgos, Edson Barbosa is going to be a great fight. Burgos 13-2, never been submitted in his career, only been knocked out once. That was by Kelvin Cater. His last fight was a decision loss to Josh Emmett. He is 6-2 in the UFC. He's got wins over Charles Rosa, Cub Swanson, and Makawan Americani. Barbosa is 21-9, 12 wins by knockout, 3-5 since 2017. 15-9 in the UFC. His most recent fight was decision win over Marukan Americani. So, common opponent. Burgos is a great boxer. Burgos is great at keeping you at distance and outboxing you throughout a match. Barbosa is a kickboxer, so he's going to use leg kicks. Burgos got to really be careful with the leg kicks. Got to check him early. Show that he's not going to, be a Conor McGregor to a Dustin Poirier. He's going to be able to get out of the way of the leg kicks and stand up and box with him. And if he does that, I think Burgos is got an easy path to victory. Now, Barbosa probably has a little bit of upper hand in jiu-jitsu as well. But Shane Burgos has showed in the past couple fights that he's got great takedown defense. And, great takedown defense in boxing only means one thing in MMA, and that is wins, knockouts. Edson Barbosa actually has been knocked out, I believe, a few times in the last few years. So chin's going away. Burgos is a great boxer. Check a couple of those leg kicks, and I think it's an easy night for Shane Burgos. That's my pick. Knockout. Caitlyn Chicadian versus Vivian Azuro. Chicadian's 15-4, never been submitted in her career, but she's been knocked out twice by Valentina Shevchenko and Jessica Andrade. 12 wins by decision, 8-4 in the UFC, brown belt in jiu-jitsu under Renzo Gracie. She's fighting Azuro, who's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but it's under Leo Vieira. 10-2, only been knocked out one time in her career, and that was by Sarah Fronta prior to her UFC debut. She's never been submitted in her career. She's 4-1 in the UFC, lost the decision to Jessica I. Key wins over Roxanne Modafferi and Montana De La Rosa. And now, Chicadian's coming into this fight minus 160. Going great jiu-jitsu fighter, but she's going up against a woman in Azuro who has submitted Roxanne Modafferi and Montana De La Rosa, who are also great jiu-jitsu fighters. So the key is going to be for Chicadian, can she keep it standing? Can she keep Azuro at bay with her kicks, her leg kicks, front kicks, to keep Azuro back, cut down the percentage of a takedown on her, because I think if the fight gets taken to the ground, Azuro might have a slight upper hand on Chicadian. But I think that, Chicadian's length, her height, her length is going to be enough to outstrike Azuro standing up, and I think that's as far as the fight's going to go. Caitlyn Chicadian by decision. I got Tony Ferguson versus Bonilla Daruse. That's a great fight. Ferguson, of course, having a rough go his last couple fights, being stopped by Justin Gaethje and losing a decision to Charles Oliveira. He's 25-5, 12 knockout wins, 8 by submission. He's 15-3 total. 15-3 in the UFC, sorry. Wins over Don Cerrone, Anthony Pettis, Kevin Lee, Rafael Dos Anjos, and Edson Barbosa, Josh Thompson as well. Maniac, extremely unique striking style. He does the Gambi rolls a lot. Great jiu-jitsu off his back. Never in trouble if he's on his back. He'll be going against Beneil Dariush, who's 24-1. He's on a 6-fight winning streak right now with a submission win over Drew Dober and Frank Camacho, knockout wins over Takar Close and Scott Holtzman, and a split decision win over Carlos Diego Ferreira. 14-4-1 in the UFC. Now here's the key now. Beneil Dariush is a minus 170 favorite. This is going to be my first underdog pick. I'm picking Tony Ferguson. Reason being is Dariush has fought, he's went on a crazy win streak, but I think the highest level of competition he's fought was Carlos Diego Ferreira, and that fight was a split decision, meaning one judge seen that fight that Carlos Diego Ferreira won that fight. I think Tony Ferguson is light years in front of Carlos Diego Ferreira. It's a harsh matchup for Beneil Dariush. Ferguson's not one of those power punchers, but he lands nasty things. He lands elbows, knees, gets you in the clinch, and he can make it dirty, make you bleed. And Beneil Dariush is not really. He's a great judo fighter, so he's great at when he gets you in the clinch, getting you on the ground. But if you do that, Tony Ferguson's great at jiu-jitsu off his back. So I think there's kind of not really a win-win at all for Beneil Dariush. So I'm going to go my first underdog at plus 140, Tony Ferguson. Main event, Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler, 155-pound title vacant. Oliveira coming in as a minus 163 favorite, 2-inch height, 3-inch reach advantage, third-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, 38-1 is his overall record, 19 of those 30 wins via submission. He's on an 8-fight winning streak at the moment, including submission win over Kevin Lee, decision win over Tony Ferguson in his last 2 fights. He will be decision win over Ferguson. He'll be going up against Michael Chandler, who is Division I wrestler, 22-5, 17 finishes with 10 knockouts and 7 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times in his career: Will Brooks, Brett Primus, and Patricio Faria. I think that's what sticks out the most, is that although Charles Oliveira is not a striker per se, he hasn't got heavy hands. He's not going to go in there looking for the one-punch knockout. Chandler has been knocked out by guys. Will Brooks, smaller guy. Brett Primus, maybe got up to the title in Bellator. I couldn't even really remember, because if he did, it was very short-lived. Patricio Faria, of course, or Fieri, however you want to say it. No taking away from him there. He's never been submitted in his career. In his last fight, his UFC debut, he knocked out Dan Hooker. He was 19-5 in Bellator, and he was a 3-time Bellator lightweight champion. So guys know, he's not one of those guys that's like new to fighting in title fights. I think he 3-time champion. I think he defended at least 4, 5, 6 times in the times that he had the belt. So he's used to 5-round fights. He's used to main events. He's a great wrestler. Wrestling is normally the kryptonite to great jiu-jitsu. And then standing up, I think there's no question that Michael Chandler is probably a better striker. So I'm going to go the 2 underdogs I'm picking on the main card, both co-main event. Fancy bun, huh? Oh, that's not fancy. Appreciate that, though. No, it's fancy. I like it, though. But Michael Chandler, 2 underdogs, main event and co-main event. Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson. Rest of the fight card, Jacare Souza making his return after getting knocked out by Kevin Holland, going against Andre Munez. Lando Venata's taking on Mike Grundy, who's coming in as a favorite, very surprising against Lando Venata. Andrea Lee's taking on Antonio Shevchenko. Shevchenko, of course, a favorite. They always give Antonio Shevchenko a favorite for some reason, just because, I guess, who she trains with, her older sister. Jamie Pickett versus Jordan Wright on the card. Gina Mazzani, wife of Tim Elliott, will be fighting Priscilla Cachoeira. Kevin Aguilar is taking on Justin Lutz, and then Christos Giagos will be fighting Sean Soriano, which I think is the biggest. Let's see, 220. Yeah, Giagos over Sean Soriano is the biggest favorite on the card at minus 220. Everything's really tight. This card has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 fights on the card, and every single fight, at least in MMA standpoint is very close competitively. Tim Elliott is a bantamweight fighter. What's up, Randy? Sneak peek in the back, big Rand. Look at him. But yeah, that's it. Appreciate you hanging out, Dalton. I know you're chilling, getting barbecued. Fucking theme of the channel. Oh, he might come out. He might want to say something before. Dude's in his underwear. I get him off the thing. What's up? Right. Until next time, stay barbecue. We'll be back next week. I think it's Vegas 26. UFC's going to London in August, apparently. Maybe, possibly. They made their announcement that they're in talks to go to London. But who knows? Till next time, next Tuesday, hit us up. Stay barbecued. Fuck with me, Dalton.